Hey, my name is Debbie Belleville. Thanks for joining me. I'm the proud owner of the Transformation LLC, and I help fellow Christians achieve their weight loss and health goals by aligning those goals with biblical truth and strategy. So today's post is about a question that came up yesterday. I used the term holistic medicine or a holistic provider in my blog post from yesterday, and a reader wanted clarification around what I meant and how do you go about finding a holistic provider. So I thought I would address that today. It was a little more than I could respond to in a brief response, so I thought it deserved a post all of its own. So I took a couple notes, so bear with me as I look down. But yesterday, when I used the term holistic medicine, I was really using that very broadly in a general sense. I prefer functional medicine, so I wanted to talk a little bit about the difference in three terms: holistic medicine, integrative medicine, and functional medicine. And this is just kind of a general overview here. But holistic is a very general and broad term, but it takes into account the whole person, as does integrative, as does functional. All three of these are very different than conventional medicine, which is what most of us are familiar with. So holistic, again, it'll take into account yoga, some stress reduction, maybe massages, and that type of thing. Where holistic tends to fall short is in the more scientific realm, in my understanding. Okay, so again, I use that very generally. The integrative approach is a little bit more towards, it will use conventional medicine but still take into account the whole person. So standard drug therapy is used. They will look at nutrition, wellness, have psychological services, maybe some physical therapy services. So they offer more for the whole person, but still will rely on standard drug therapy. Now, functional medicine is maybe more of a combination of both of those, but it digs in a little deeper. So functional medicine also takes a look at the whole person. And let me explain it this way. So for example, if you have autoimmune disease, it can express itself as a rheumatoid arthritis in the joints. It can express itself with the eyes, like uveitis. It can express itself in the back, psoriasis or psoriatic arthritis on the skin. It can attack the thyroid, where you're looking at Hashimoto's disease, for example. So in conventional medicine, you would see the appropriate specialist depending on where the disease is presenting itself. So you might see a rheumatologist if it's in the joints. You might see a dermatologist if it's in the skin, or an ophthalmologist if it's in the eyes. Crohn's disease, you're going to see a gastroenterologist. So in conventional medicine, there are specialists that look at a part of your body. They look at a single part, a single organ, a single system. Where in functional medicine, it would be more of okay, this is all the same thing. It's expressing itself differently, but it's the same process. You're having an inflammatory response in your body. Your adaptive immune system has decided that this part of your body is the enemy, and it's attacking it senselessly. Well, actually, there is sense to it, but what we need to do is figure out what the problem is within the whole system. So that's the approach. And the way they do that is they really will look more at genetics, toxicities that come from the environment or your nutrition. They look at community as well. They look at hormonal balances, what's off balance in your hormones, and overall biochemistry. So that's kind of the difference between those three approaches. Now, in terms of finding a provider, and also they'll use natural food supplements to kind of help restore, because our food is our medicine. It truly is. Let thy food be thy medicine. I forget who said that. It was Socrates or somebody. It's the truth. And so the supplements used from these providers can help restore the balances and address a lot of these challenges. So that's that. Now, finding somebody is a challenge. Sorry, hair in my face. I keep picking hair out of my mouth. can be a challenge. A good place to start, and I'm going to give you a definition here from them actually as to what functional medicine is, but ifm.org is Institute of Functional Medicine, so ifm.org/find-a-practitioner, and you can see if there's somebody close to you. Maybe that's a good place to start. I'll put that in the notes below here too. But they define functional medicine as individualized, patient-centered, science-based approach that empowers patients and practitioners to work together to address the underlying causes of disease and promote optimal wellness. They recognize that one condition can have many causes and one cause can have many conditions. So they really take a look at the whole person. All right, so hopefully that's a little more clarity. The goal, I think, in this day and age is to get away from treating a symptom with drugs and looking at what is the underlying cause and how can we bring balance back to the body. And these holistic and integrative and functional medicine providers are the ways you can do that. My personal feeling is that functional medicine, if you can find a functional medicine provider, that's the best place to start. But also taking in a holistic or integrative approach can be helpful if you don't have anybody necessarily local. You know, for comfort's sake, it might be worth kind of making that transition, especially if you have some serious illnesses. If you're on a whole bunch of medicine for different causes, please don't just stop those medicines and decide that medicines are bad for you without being under the care of a physician, and whether functional or your current physician, because that can have some very significant harmful effects on your body to just cut out the medicine without a strategy and a plan from a provider, from a specialist. So I say that as a caution. But hopefully this helps. Would love to hear your comments and your thoughts about that below the video. And that's all I got for today. Ask your questions and I'll do my best to answer. Have a great day.